God just loved me so much, He kept me 3 years. That's all, 'cause I was supposed to have been dead many times. Should have died. But He kept me, protect me. And I'm glad He did, because I wouldn't have never got to be able to really say to someone that I love you, and mean it.
Drew brings perspective of somebody that's been a part of the system and is being formerly incarcerated. He brings a heart for the community. So he has a extreme credibility within the partner community that we are working with. He has a tremendous heart and passion for the work.
I came to Durham when I got out of prison in 2009. But I came out of prison recognizing that my life had been so selfish the first 40 some odd years. I wanted to live a life of amends. What do I do that gives back to the community? And then on top of that, seeing how bad a job prison does in preparing people to come home. When we talk about reentry and reconciliation, reconciliation means something different than probably what most people think of in their first blush. Because when I first go and talk to a new church or new organization, reconciliation sounds like, oh, we're reconciling these poor wretches back to us. Actually, it's the exact opposite. Because as you hear the stories of our partners, you begin to realize that the problem a lot of times is we've done this to them.
Coming up, I started breaking the law around about 12 years old. I had 9. Other than myself, it was 8 brother and sister, and my mother raised us by herself. And sometimes when I see my family suffering, no food, lights off, and my brothers and sisters be crying, so I took upon myself to start hustling.
80% of the people that come home from state prison every year do not have a GED or high school diploma, so it puts you way behind in trying to apply for jobs. I'm probably the exception to this rule. I had 2 parents who loved me. I had a great education. I'm white in America. I mean, it's hard to be more privileged than I was growing up. I just made really, really bad choices.
Mac and cheese. There you go. That's for Michael. You want to give that to him?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, let him take that home.
Here you go.
Love you, buddy.
Love you too.
I see the first thing that comes out from all of it, all the programs, whether it be Restorative Justice, the Vigil program, or the reentry program, is the first piece of it is an education piece. And there are so many of us in this community that don't understand what the cycle can be for people that have been incarcerated, for people that have been through addiction, for people that have been victims of gun violence. There's so much of the criminal justice system that was just a shock to me.
What I love about restorative justice is rather than making it about the state and the person who did, and the question is, what's the right punishment? It's what harm was done, and what's the right way to fix that harm, and you involve the people who are actually harmed that get to say, this is what we need to feel good about that. First felony case we dealt with was a young man who was playing with a weapon in his apartment. It went off and went through a ceiling and into a 13-year-old girl that was sleeping above him. The family got together, and everybody was able to talk about, how they felt prior, how they were feeling afterwards. And the repair agreement that came out of that was the family wanted that young man to go around and visit community organizations and tell them the story of what happened. I think, when we talk about crime in Durham, though, a lot of what we have to talk about is what is prosecuted and why.
There is so much you can say, I can say about Drew, but the main thing is I just thank him and love him for what he did for me. You know, no doubt, if he hadn't been in my life, he hadn't came in my life, I don't think I really would be sitting here.
I was at McDonald's the other morning just to get coffee, and she didn't even ask. She just gave me the senior citizen discount. I was like, really?
Everybody's not home yet. And there were, unfortunately, the way we lock people up, there will always be people coming out. And there will always people that need to know that they are loved and that they belong.